So quite a few times on the channel, we have talked about the idea, the activity, if you will, of a survey. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I want to share with you guys a real life story, something that actually happened today at my normal 8 to 5 job. Now, we've talked about surveys before in the past, a couple of times actually. Specifically, the one that comes to mind, we talked about the end of Legion, the end of expansion patch, or survey rather, going into BFA, where I sent this thing out to all my guild members. I said, hey, I really would like for you guys, I encourage you guys to fill this out. And we got a lot of feedback, which I then talked to you guys about on the channel. Some of the positives, some of the negatives, some of the things that were good and bad, both for me, for the guild, for the raid group, for some of my officers that were, good and not so good. And we use this feedback to hopefully, and in my case, I think we have, get a more positive response and improve ourselves going into BFA. One of the big complaints for me, it's a weakness that I had that I'm always working on, and something that a lot of my guild members, rightfully so, bitched and complained about, was I let shit slide. I'm too easy on people. And that is something that I've tried to crack down. And I think for the most part, I've been successful. I think there are times where I do let things kind of slide or pass because of what happened. But by and large, I'm cutting down on some of the playtime. I'm cutting down on some of the wasted time at the beginning of the expansion. Cutting down and really calling people out. And I think that the raid members really appreciate it. Now, how does that translate to this real life story? Well, we have, at the company that I work for, an annual survey. Very similar to what I've described already. Do you like working at this company? What changes would you like to make at this company? Do you see yourself employed within this company in the next 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, etc.? And this is a survey. This is feedback that is heavily encouraged, from my boss's boss down to, my boss down to me, to encourage to my team every single day. Hey guys, make sure you take this survey. Hey, if you need to, help with the survey, if you can't get to it, let me know. I'll help you, get to the page so you can take it. It's totally anonymous, etc., etc. One of the issues that cropped up today was one of my technicians, a very junior technician, came to me. He's been on the team several years. He has not performed as well as I wish he would have. And my boss has taken a very watchful, maybe not so much in the positive way, a very watchful eye on this guy. And truly, I think, has put a lot of pressure on him. So he has a lot to say negatively about this, my boss, and hopefully positively about me. And he said, I'm actively looking for a new job. Everybody knows that. I don't want to be employed here anymore. If I found a job in a week, I would leave this place. Should I still submit the survey? Should I still fill it out, even though I have zero interest in staying on board? First chance I get to try to jump ship, I'm rolling out. And I told him the same thing I would tell you guys as guild members, as raid members, as employees of mine, or a sister team of mine. Hell yes, fill it out. Whenever you get the chance, and this is feedback for a job survey like I'm talking about, for a guild survey like we've talked about before, whenever you are given the chance for individual feedback, don't hold back. I've said this before, but I really truly think it needs to be reiterated. Don't hold back. Don't be that guy that doesn't say anything that, I don't want to rock the boat, even though I'm not happy, or even though I have complaints. I don't want to rock the boat because I like my boss, or my boss is my friend, or he's a really nice guy, or I know he has troubles at home. His wife's really mean and his kids hate him and stuff. So I don't want to, make him really sad at work because that's all he's got, and this happens. I've seen it before. Don't do that. You are doing yourself a disservice. You are truly doing your team, you're doing your management a disservice. And what I have told my employees and what I've told my guild members is this. If you have a problem with me, first of all, I would hope that you bring it up in private, right? That's the right thing to do, is to go, hey, Chris, last night you called this thing out in raid. It was really uncool. I didn't like the way you handled it. You fussed at me, you complained, whatever. I didn't like the way you handled it. Now, I may tell you, look, You deserved it. I feel that I'm in the right. I'm the guild leader. I'm the raid leader. I've been doing this thing forever and a day. I'm not going to change. Or I could go, you know what, man, you're right. I kind of overreacted. I need to remember that you don't take feedback the way that I gave it to be a positive reinforcement. And some people are like that. We've talked about in the past when we looked at leadership principles, the idea that you as a leader, guild leader, raid leader, doesn't matter where you are at on that ladder, that you know your people, that you know how they respond, that you could look at one person and go, hey man, I know you can do better. You've done better in the past. You really need to pick it up. And they will run with it. And you have other people that you need to really crack down and very sternly, call them out, yell at them, etc. People are different. And some things don't work. And so I would hope that initially, if there were an issue with me, with, one of the people that work for me in real life, or one of my guild and, raid members, that they'd pull me aside in Discord or pull me aside at my desk or, somewhere out in private and tactfully talk to me. And that's the first thing that I want you guys to do. Always really is to tactfully talk to the person. However, if it's gotten past that point, if you think it can't be fixed, or if it's such a big cluster that really calling people out in some type of one-on-one feedback or survey or form or whatever the case might be, then do it. Especially when you're given the ability to be anonymous with it, not taking that chance and being tactful in it. As I had to explain to this one employee that, I understand that you don't like my boss. I understand that you feel that she has been unfair. I've tried to help you. I think that there are instances, and this is what I told him, there are instances where you've messed up, and I've been bluntly honest and told you, hey man, you screwed up. You truly did fuck it up. But there are other instances where maybe it could have been handled a lot better than how it was handled. Maybe you didn't get a fair shake on things. I can't fix that because we're talking about my boss. I've given her my feedback. If she rolls with it, if she doesn't, I will do my best to give her, as accurate feedback as possible. But I can't stop what she does. But that being said, give that feedback. Throw it out there tactfully. Don't call them out, this person's an asshole or a bitch or, F them or screw this place. This place is a shithole. That's not the way to do it. This guild sucks. They're never going to get any better. I don't know why I raid here. It doesn't fix the situation. Instead, saying things like, hey, here are the issues I have with you as a manager. Here are the issues that I have with the team or with the company or with the guild or with the raid group or with the way that you handle the raid or your leadership style. We see this a lot on the forums where some of the community managers will be very vocal and say, if you say that World of Warcraft sucks, that doesn't help us do anything. But if you say, here are the reasons why I don't like this current change or this adjustment or this, current ability, it doesn't feel this way because of these numbers, that's better feedback. And it all boils down to honest, open, tactful feedback. And that's what I want you guys to give out when given the chance. If you are given the chance to speak out, speak your mind about something, especially something that you do not like, again, you're doing yourself, you're doing your raid group, your the rest of your team at work, your management, your raid leaders, you're doing them a disservice by not being honest and saying, hey, I have some problems with what's going on. Hopefully you guys like what I'm saying here. If you do, you guys know what to do. Hit that like button. If you didn't like it, again, let me know in the comment section below what you didn't like about it. Give me some feedback. This is what we're talking about. And until next time, guys, I'll see you.